Hello everyone. So today we are going to go over burn hazards. In the welding shop and in other industrial areas, you will be very much uh, open to these types of dangers, these types of hazards that can absolutely get you. Um, Something very common to tell people who are just starting off welding is that you will get burned. Point blank. If you weld, you'll get burned. It might be a little spark that flies off and just gets the skin. It might be that a part of your uh, neck wasn't completely covered and you got a little bit burned. Something. But it will happen. And that's just the honest truth about welding. How can you get these types of burns? Well, for welding, it produces a lot of heat, a lot of light coming off of it in the form of ultraviolet and infrared. And if you know anything about, say, going out in the sun, you know those terms. That's essentially what it is. It's just a little tiny sun right in front of you throwing off these type of rays. And if you're not covered, it will burn you. Another thing is welding has a lot of sparks. That's why it's called arc welding. But when you're also cutting something with a torch or with a plasma cutter or something like that, there's still sparks flying everywhere. So the sparks are molten metal that can get onto your skin and they will burn it across. Another thing is molten metal. When it is, when you're welding, it is in a liquid state. It can absolutely fall, hit your shoe, and go through your boot if you're not careful. Another thing is that metal is thousands of degrees hot. And I'm not joking when I say thousands of degrees hot. It will melt through your skin. It will try to go through you if you just grab it. That's why you have tools, that's why you have gloves, that's why you have protective gear to make sure that you're okay. The next thing is that it produces a lot of heat. And when you're cooking, it's just heat being transferred through to cook. So you have to imagine that something's thousands of degrees, just being near it can still burn your skin if you're not protected. So this is why you need to make sure that you're always keeping an eye on, that you're following all of your rules, that you have all of your protective gear on, and that you understand the dangers. There's a reason why welders get paid a lot, and that's because our job is very dangerous. We have 3 different types of degrees of a burn. The first one is first degree. If you've ever been outside for a couple hours and your skin gets a little red, it's a little tender to the touch, that's first degree. For welding, you can be around an arc a little too long and you can get it. You can be cutting with a torch and the heat comes off and gets you, and you have a first degree burn. What do you do for it? You get like a little cooling lotion to put on, a little burn cream or something like that, and you're pretty good. Whatever you would do for a sunburn, you would do for a welding burn of the first degree. Second degree. Second degree is when you are starting to blister. That is when it's hit your skin and it starts to form an actual blister. It is starting to get through it. You are now starting to burn into your muscle. What you need to do is make sure that the area is clean, that it's wrapped up and not being touched by anything else. And then you need to see a doctor and have them evaluate if it is okay. Blisters can they might start off that big, but I've absolutely had blisters start off that big, and by the end of it, it was about the size of my fist on my arm. These are not things to joke around. Another thing is that those blisters are just liquids sitting on top of your skin. They can get infected. If you keep on going while you have a blister and a weld gets close to it, it might boil the liquid inside of it and make the burn worse. That's why it's very important that you follow up with a doctor and say, hey, what is this? Am I okay? They might want to keep a track on it, make sure it doesn't get infected, because the second degree could be a burn into your arm and it's taken now you have a scab. Scabs can cause an infection. This is something we want to avoid. So second degree, see a doctor. Third degree, that is the worst one. It's not just simply almost on the surface, you got blisters, you might burn a little bit. Now you are in the muscle, you might be getting to the bone. A third degree burn is life threatening. You're not going to the doctor, you are going to the ER. That's simple. That's how you treat it. What you do is if it's bleeding by any way, stop the bleeding, call 911 to get somebody out there. That is all third degree is. You go to the hospital, you go to the ER, and they help you. So, that is our 3 different degrees. First degree, sunburn. Second degree, blisters, or maybe a scab or something like that. Third degree, part of your body is missing, it got so hot, and you are going to the ER. Once again, what is the most common in a welding environment? First degree. Happens all the time. I personally have never seen a third degree. I've seen plenty of second degrees. So it is a real risk that you could get a second degree. I do know people who've gotten a third degree burn in the field. So it is a risk. It is something you need to know. As you continue on with this career path, or maybe you're taking welding so that you can go into mechatronics or mechanical engineering or something in that environment, you just need a little bit of welding. This is a real risk of what these are. Electricians have to deal with these type of degree of burns as well. So, study up on it, know what they are, how to handle them, because this could be life or death. Thank you.